Just weeks before the midterm election, new allegations have surfaced that could affect the Georgia Senate race. The Daily Beast reports that back in 2009, Republican Senate candidate Herschel Walker allegedly paid his then girlfriend's, or rather paid for his then girlfriend's abortion. Now, he vehemently denies the report, calling it, quote, a flat out lie. The former NFL player has previously called for a ban on abortions. Congressional correspondent Nicole Killion is in Washington with more on this. Nicole, good morning.
Hey, good morning to you, Anne Marie and Vlad. Herschel Walker's son posted a scathing reaction, including a video a short time ago after this story broke. Meantime, Herschel Walker says he plans to sue the media outlet that wrote this story, calling it a defamatory lie.
Right now, I'm for life, and I'm not going to make an excuse for it.
Georgia Republican Senate candidate Herschel Walker says he is pro-life and supports a nationwide abortion ban with no exceptions.
I believe in life, and there's no excuses about it.
Rape, incest.
I believe in life. I don't think I want to go into what it includes, because who knows.
But new reporting from the Daily Beast, which has not been independently confirmed by CBS News, claims he encouraged a woman he was dating in 2009 to get an abortion and help pay for it. The woman, whose identity was not published, provided the Daily Beast with a receipt for the procedure, a get well card, and an image of a $700 check allegedly signed by Walker.
It is a flat-out lie.
Walker denied the allegations on Fox News Monday night.
But I can tell you right now, I never asked anyone to get an abortion. I never paid for an abortion. They think they can threaten me. They think they can scare me. Right now, all that done is it's energized me more that I'm going to fight and win this seat for the great people of Georgia.
The Trump-backed nominee and former football star is taking fire from his own family. Walker's son Christian, a right-wing influencer, posted, "I know my mom and I would really appreciate if my father, Herschel Walker, stopped lying and making a mockery of us." Walker's opponent, Democratic Senator Raphael Warnock, isn't really weighing in on this controversy as of yet, but in a sign of just how competitive this race is, new fundraising numbers show that he raised more than $26 million in the last 3 months. Walker's camp has yet to report its latest numbers. Anne Marie, Vlad?
I know, Herschel Walker's had a number of stumbles through this whole thing. It doesn't really seem to be affecting at least as much of the support that he gets from Republicans. But I don't know, do we have a sense of what kind of impact this could have on the race?
Well, I think it's a little too early to say in terms of this story, obviously, since it just came out, and in terms of Senator Warnock, while he didn't comment on the situation, he was asked about it at an event yesterday and said he's going to leave it up to the pundits to decide what impact, if any, this could have on the race. And that really just remains to be seen. We know both of these candidates are set to debate later this month, so that will be yet another telling indicator, and perhaps this issue could resurface. And, in terms of Walker overall, this is the latest in a string of controversies that has really dogged the Republican candidate, particularly in terms of his past. He's been questioned about how many children he has. He's been accused of domestic violence against his ex-wife. And some of those things he has owned up to and said that he is accountable and has acknowledged, that he has 4 children. He has said in terms of the domestic violence issues that have been raised against him that, he has suffered in the past with mental illness and is accountable for his actions. But that being said, when you talk to voters on the ground, I was just in Georgia, many, at least thus far, have been willing to look past some of his past transgressions and faults. But again, this is yet another allegation. And again, we'll just have to see how it plays with voters in the coming weeks.
Well, the other thing, Nicole, that we're watching, right, is he's threatened to sue the Daily Beast. He says he's going to do that today. Of course, that would leave him open to discovery. And you pointed out one of the tweets from his son. Here's another one. I don't care. I'm quoting here. I don't care about someone who had a bad past and takes accountability, but how dare you lie and act as though you are some moral, Christian, upright man. You've lived the life of destroying other people's lives. How dare you? That's a tweet from his son. And he had a very simple response. Right, sorry.
Yeah, he goes at length in this new video that he just posted as well, really talking about the fact that one of the reasons that he is speaking out now is that he said that he has been quiet up to this point and he doesn't want to be quiet anymore. He has talked about his father being an absentee father and how that's impacted him personally. And again, saying that this is one of the reasons that he is being very vocal about this case now.
Family values. Yeah. That's one of the things he's running on.
Right.
Nicole, thank you very much.
You bet.